I was one of them jumping up with my grandparents and my parents chanting, "God bless Papa Reagan." The revolution had the best of it, and they make a mess of it. Some of us don't like reality.
So you heard what the gentleman said? That some of us do not like to face the truth. So I just gave you a little clip of what he said. I strongly suggest that you go on his Facebook page and take a look at it in its entirety. He has a very good message. I believe what he said, he was direct and spot on. So go take a look for yourself. I'd like to say that now I have even a more renewed respect for Elimus Gilbert, the inspector. He said what needed to be said, and he showed he had guts and cojones. There's a man of character. He expresses gratitude for the United States for coming to Grenada on October 25th and restoring some sense of peace, stability, and restoration of democracy. And I believe everyone should be appreciative of. Under the circumstances that prevailed after October 19th, there was no telling what direction the country would have headed. It was a time of terror and recklessness. It was a time of uncertainty, insecurity, and fear. There is absolutely no disputing that. And the people who experienced those events understand that all too well. So I totally respect Mr. Elimus Gilbert, the inspector, and I'd like to salute you, sir. Okay? It makes me extra happy that you was the man I considered and who performed at my birthday party. There is no hard feelings to the men that serve their dues to society and deserve to have a normal life with dignity. But there is obviously some sort of lingering feeling of unanswered questions. And that is probably what is causing a feeling of mistrust. As I have always said in the past, in mercy and truth, there is reconciliation. Mercy was granted. I think there's an expectation of truth. It doesn't embody trust when we try to misrepresent the events of October 19th, 1983. It doesn't embody trust when we try to encourage the lowering of the age of consent. It doesn't embody trust when I just recently saw on Facebook some gentleman who claimed he was the bodyguard of Maurice Bishop tells a story filled with hogwash and nonsense and utter misrepresentation of the events of October 19, 1983. Now that does not encourage reconciliation. That does not encourage or embodies trust. It is time for men of honor to start speaking the truth. It is time, in some respects, for men to man up. I know it takes courage to man up, but you have to understand that this is beyond you. This is for collective healing. This is for collective reconciliation. Now you have to understand, there were people, young men and women, who had dreams and aspirations beyond what you can imagine. And in some respects, they were looking to you to achieve those dreams and aspirations. And all of that came crashing down. It was like a psychological rupture. And in many respects, they felt betrayed. They felt led astray. Now, of course, we can't do anything to change those events, but we can do something in this moment. We cannot allow ourselves to lead astray a next generation of youth by lying to them about the past. We have to be truthful with them so that they themselves don't make the mistakes that were made in the past. So I implore you to muster the courage to do what needs to be done, and that is tell the truth. The young men and women whose dreams and aspirations were broken by that catastrophic event of October 19, 1983, you owe that to them. In some respects, it will be a healing for them. And you owe it to this new generation who did not have this experience, but you can tell them the truth so that they themselves never fall into the trap that you guys might have fell into on October 19, 1983. No one invited a foreign force to invade Grenada. It was the reckless, unpredictable actions of October 19, 1983 that ushered in an invasion. Now keep in mind, the young men and women of the United States, some of them never even heard of Grenada. They were actually heading to the other side of the world towards Lebanon, okay? And then they were diverted to come to Grenada. If you spoke to them, some of them would have said that they never even heard of the name Grenada. The events of October 19, 1983 was tragic. And the events of October 25th, 1983 was also tragic. We cannot change the past, but what we can do is that we can be honest and realistic about the past, which is something that the Elimus Gilbert, the inspector, is encouraging every Grenadian to do. Now take a look at that beautiful party we had.